It wouldn't be graffiti if it were legal. You know what I mean? Graffiti is for the street. So that's where it came from. It's not something that should be in a gallery. It's just the mission, the buzz of doing it all and that. I just enjoy painting.
Clockworks will get inside your mind. Cause I'm constantly moving forward like time. Clockworks will get inside your mind. Cause I'm constantly moving forward like time. We never ask the crowd to jump, we kick a rhyme. Then we'll ask you to use your mind. We never ask the crowd to jump, we kick a rhyme. Then we'll ask you to use your mind.
I've met loads of writers through Graph, and they've all been sound. They've all been good people, like all kinds of people. Met people that are like 30, 40-year-old with kids, and they still do Graph. A lot of writers I've met have been skaters and like been into hip hop and shit like that. It's a culture, innit, graffiti. People just think if you do Graph, you're a little fucking vandal, little shit who don't care about all. But there's more to it than that. Best spots, like I said, for Graph in general is risky spots, well seen spots. And yeah, I've painted them, basically. Painted all of them. On trackside, painting late at night, sneaking down tracks, under bridges, motorway bridges, just chill spots. Chill spots are good for doing a nice piece or a few of your mates or whatever you're doing, so you don't get hassled, innit? There's always like a mad buzz when you're painting, especially illegal shit, because you know you shouldn't be doing it, you know you can get caught and get bollocked for it. There's all sorts of styles. There's fucking, obviously, tags, which is just one side of graffiti. That's just putting your name everywhere, quickly, anywhere you fucking can possibly tag. And then you've got a throw up, which is quick, two colour or just an outline. To be recognised on a big scale, like you say, you've got a bomb shit, basically. That's what you'd call it. Destroying everything, getting your name up anywhere possible, all over the place. That's basically how you'd get recognised. If you've got a good style and you paint good spots, people will clock on. Other than that, everyone's got their own style, really. Everyone gets like a bit of inspiration off other writers. I mean, don't copy blatantly a letter, you know what I mean? You like look of it, oh no, maybe try to create something similar, and then, you know what I mean, you're making it your own, aren't you? As best you can, without completely ripping someone off. I don't really know what other people, why they do Graph or whatever, but it's probably a similar reason to mine, that they just enjoy doing it. That is bottom line. To some people it's harshly serious, which is fair enough, but some people it's just, it's like a hobby, but it's a lifestyle, and it's a weird lifestyle, because You know what I mean? You can't exactly tell your colleagues at work, oh, I'm fucking going to paint a train tonight, mate. You know what I mean? It just does, it don't pop up. You know what I mean? It's just not for normal people in a way. Just don't understand graph. There's no one to credit them though, apart from other writers. You know what I mean? It's like a not talked about subject. It's like underground shit. You know what I mean? It's not like football. Everyone talks about football. No one talks about graph unless you're a writer. Your signature is pretty much a tag. You're not tagging it on the side of a building or something. But people see that piece and think, yeah, that's sick. Then they look at the corner of it. The person who's painted it's done a little tag and they think, see, why has he done that? You know what I mean? But that's fucking where it comes from. It's like cavemen scratching onto a rock. That is like graffiti, isn't it? But it's just more fucking advanced nowadays, obviously, isn't it? It's like a dog pissing on a fucking lamppost, isn't it? People were British people, very selfish people. It's my wall, so you shouldn't write on it. Whereas, like, do you know, like, whereas it's my wall, but I'm not using it. It's, you know, and if I don't like what you painted, I can always paint over it. So, like, it's a mental attitude, and I don't know, as a nation, we're quite strange, we're quite uptight. I suppose it depends how gam you are, but it depends on how much of a vandal you are. It depends whether you have respect for other people's property. But I don't write on anything owned personally. I like to write on government stuff or stuff that's faceless, so that if anything comes of it, it's not like you've attacked a family, you know, you've not gone raw or something outside someone's house. It's a business that's already making, you know, thousands of pounds, so like £100 clean-up bill stuff won't be much. It's that yard I was telling you as well. Keep saying I'm going there and do something. First started doing street art probably about 10 years ago, but it weren't really for the street, it was more just for personal reasons, just for like, oh, I wanted a Batman logo on my bedroom door, so I figured out how to make stencils, and now I'm making stencils on a big scale, so it evolved really from there. I wouldn't say any particular artist inspired me. I'd say I'm more inspired and motivated by things around me, or like maybe like nostalgic cartoons. That's probably where, like, what really got me into it. I like putting something somewhere and people go, oh yeah, I remember that. Something that catches the eye, I suppose, do you know what I mean? Something like where you can't just walk past and go, oh, that's graffiti. You'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that, or oh, I've seen that before. It's something that people can relate to, sort of thing. poster quite regularly, but I don't really do any big thing. I make stickers, I stencil onto sticker paper, and then like say I've been London recently and Manchester, and I always try and take as many stickers with me as I can and put them up and around. So I suppose other city-wise, that's about it. There's only so many opportunities Blackburn can offer you, I suppose. So I suppose we have to start looking elsewhere, don't you? I've done throw-ups and stuff and characters before now, but I always feel I'm not the best drawer or like freehand artist. So it's paint's quite expensive, so it's a lot of money to slip up and it not look good. And also it's quite embarrassing if you do a bad painting and you don't want to put your name to it, do you? So I'd rather with stencils, I've got a more sharp, I suppose, it's more controlled. I enjoy the results. I think the results look a lot better for me personally. I make a point of my work's not offensive to anybody. It's PG. Children can see it, and your parents won't be bothered, because there's no bits that's going to steal their innocence, or it's not racist. It's not fascist. It's not nothing. It's just pictures, and they're acceptable by all cultures and all ages and all people. I like that. It's something that everyone that no one finds it offensive. So that's what I try and aim for. So the only people find it offensive are people who've worn it. So, yeah, it's the level of respect that you get from your society, depending on your role. Like obviously, nobody really knows who I am, and no one knows who I am. So my role's very minimal. Apart from that, I take pride in putting stuff on walls that hopefully people are going to see, and it's going to make them smile. I suppose that's my role. I made a little poster and wheat pasted Jiminy Cricket, Pinocchio's conscience, because I just thought people don't pay enough attention to the conscience lately. So I did a little thing with, for a week I went out and put these up everywhere, but very rarely. I'm not very political, and I don't know, I keep saying I just like putting stuff so people smile, but something that people enjoy. Yeah, really, that's what it is. Instead of just drawing a dick on a wall. Trying to find somewhere that morally I'm okay with to paint on, but at the same time getting it out and about onto a main road. Everyone enjoys art, everyone, you go into a doctor's waiting room, there's pictures on the wall and stuff like that. It's just, art seems to be in frames on walls indoors, whereas when you take it outdoors to people who would never have took an interest in art are getting the chance to see art, see work and stuff like that, and you don't know, it could spark an interest for someone, or it could set someone's mind on a different. It's just people that wouldn't normally see it will see it. I've had one or two close calls, but I've always managed to just slip out, just out of grasp, I suppose. I'm quite a paranoid guy. I'm always looking over my shoulder when I'm doing this sort of stuff anyway. So you've got to be hyper alert, don't you? Really, you've got to know what's going on, and you've got to have an exit plan always. You've got to go prepared. It's addictive. You start off at first because you just I don't know, maybe a creative type, maybe just a criminal. Whatever you might be, you start painting, and basically from there it's one of them where you'll either carry on because it's something that you're interested in, or you just either get addicted. You just do it. First time I started painting, was about halfway through secondary school. Like the first few pieces we did were quite young. Must have been like year 10, 11 when I first started actually spray paint. I mean, I've been drawing for a few years before. I'd seen people that I looked up to locally within the community. And yeah, so I thought, that looks fucking sick, that's like, no one gives a fuck, like, no one else even notices, like, but other writers, you're out there, you're getting spotted out by other writers and people of mutual interest, and it's one of them where, like, it's a selfish thing, because at the end of the day, it might be art, or, you might want to call it art, but it is a selfish thing because you are just writing your name on things, because it's just free advertisement, But yeah, man, I started watching graffiti videos, and this gave me a thirst for wanting to paint trains and fucking painting more high-profile spots, like places like local cities, going from the small town to the biggest cities, going to like Manchester. Going to Liverpool, London, Leeds, wherever you're going, Newcastle, and wanting to paint like as many different types of networks as you can, You start off painting walls, tagging, bombing, looping, doing tagging on the insides of trains, you start off doing all these different things, but eventually, usually, the natural progression is onto steel. So you start looking at where this is possible, how it's possible, where you can go, where the depots might be, where the layouts, the bike jumps, whatever it might be. You search them out. You pretty much 9 times out of 10 you go to a new network. At the end of the train line, you're going to be able to find somewhere to paint, whether it's 60 seconds, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You're going to be able to paint sooner or later. So I mean, because the depots and the train yards are a lot harder than they used to be. So you can't be just wandering in. You got to be prepared, because the security is more on top these days. So you've got a lot of things, like everything from razor wire, double fences, fucking motion sensors, fucking sensors under the stones. You got laser traps. You got all kinds of crazy security guards, Somalian security guards, like absolutely crazy. Especially like in London, like it's just absolutely nuts. Like Newcastle, there's only one big yard, so everyone paints the same place. Like if you want to paint at night, to actually paint a decent piece, there's only a couple of places it's possible, And so there's certain networks that become a lot harder. Like Glasgow's notorious. Like it's always one that a UK writer, especially a steel writer, will look towards that as being the most, the highest prize train network in the UK. That's the one. The fact it's in the UK as well. Like people don't hit England as hard as like a lot of other countries because it's harder to paint. Like the police are fair on top, like the British Transport Police. And yeah, man. So tube. Everyone Australians, they love Polish and Australians just love coming to London to paint the tube because they come over and they just want to meet the UK writers just to paint the tube. Usually 9 times out of 10 they come over and they go crazy for the tubes. And so it's just held in higher prestige. I don't know, people just prefer it on the trains. If you're into graffiti, that's like the logical progression. You're just gonna step your game up. You're either a guy who's mad talented and do loads of burners and walls and stuff, or you're the sort of person who enjoys a mission, and climbing into places. Whether you're abseiling into somewhere, climbing down flights of stairs, gaffer taped things together, snipping fences, cutting your shoulder, your arms, your hands, slashing your hands up, you're still gonna go paint some crazy spots, and it's some people just have the adrenaline to want to go paint these spots and make it possible. And since the internet's been about, everyone's on it. You can just paint wherever. I can go on, I use it. I'm not gonna lie. I can go. Say I go Milan tomorrow. I know where I'm going because of a few reasons. I'm not gonna hot everything up, but the tools are out there. You got the Google Maps, you got Bing Maps, you got all these different reasons. You got mapping systems of all the depots. You can get blueprints sometimes. It's absolutely insane. The resources are there and people aren't using them. So sooner or later it will die and the creative flow will go with
whether it's illegal or wrong or what, you know, it's something that is real, you know, people are out there doing it, whether people like it or not, it's happening, you know. You're risking a lot, and you're in there, in like, I don't know, like, all the smells and like certain types of trains, depending if they're electric or diesel, like if they're electric they're gonna pop and make noises, and like you're just be on edge, like popping, like you'll hear a pop or a bang or a noise and you think someone's in the train. If in an ideal world I'd just love to paint like just subway trains, metro trains. Eastern Europeans love it, man. That's all they ask you. They're always asking the same thing. How many systems do you have? Is it metro? Foreigners like crazy, man, like Polish, Australians, they're the ones who actually come and crunch and actually fucking smash it. Like the English people are letting it down, mainly because you get sent down. There's certain artists out there that are doing good shit, and you know there should be a tolerance for that. And there's certainly not a tolerance with train graffiti, like not in the UK and not with the British Transport Police.
Seriously, no YouTube without.
Well, they don't have shit to do, the British Transport Police. What they're gonna do? Go chase some football hooligans and fucking tell the British Transport Police love telling you about how many special powers they got. Like, fucking Jedi powers, man. The other police, Metropolitan Police don't have. Like, that's the thing, man. They love it. If it were up to me, I'd just travel the world painting all the subways, man. So, and if you're gonna do it, keep your house clean. End off.